Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. There's snow on the ground outside where I live in Jackson Hole. So winter is here, whether I like it or not. I hope that you are all doing well on this Tuesday. I realized there were a bunch of comments on Instagram yesterday that I didn't see until afterwards because I was looking at the wrong screen. So I apologize. If you have questions, please put them in the comments and I am happy to answer them at the end. First, I want to talk about my client, Natayla, in the Insomnia Insight program. So, this is especially for you if you wake up multiple times a night and don't know why. So, in less than 2 months, Natayla has gone from waking up 4 to 5 times a night to only waking up twice a night to now she's sleeping 6 hours straight. So she got the Sleep Better Jumpstart plan as soon as she signed up. And so I could see that she had possible mold toxicity from her intake assessments. So I immediately got her started on a protocol to open up her detox pathways so her body can get rid of the mold toxins better. And then once we got her test results back, we helped her support neurotransmitters, adrenal function, mineral balance, and gut health, as well as deal with the mold. So, like I talked about yesterday, there's more than one thing going on. There's more than just mold toxicity. That mold has also affected other systems in the body that we want to address as well. So, in less than 2 weeks of starting her full plan, based on the labs, she's already sleeping so much better. And not only that, but she's also noticed that her hair looks great and has been falling out less. And she hasn't had any breakouts on her face, something she's been struggling with her entire life. So she's seeing the gradual improvement in sleep that many of our clients experience right away. And as she continues to implement her plan with our support, her sleep will keep improving. So she'll be sleeping peacefully through the night soon, and she won't feel exhausted every day from waking up all night long. So really the key for her was identifying mold toxicity and all the downstream effects it has had on different systems in her body over time that were keeping her from sleeping normally. So, not all of my clients have mold toxicity, but about a third of people do. And it's an often overlooked factor that hasn't been found by all the doctors and practitioners they've been to. And unfortunately, mold can really put this big burden on the liver and create a lot of different symptoms. I've actually done a whole podcast episode on that I can link in the comments after this live in case this might be something that you're struggling with. Because if you are, you definitely need to address it or else you're not going to get better. So in the Insomnia Insight program, I use 4 functional lab tests to find what's going on in your body that's affecting sleep. So you don't have to wonder why you can't sleep anymore. I know for me, like that was one of the most frustrating parts when I was awake at 3 a.m. for an hour or two and like just my mind is racing. And a lot of it is, why am I awake? Like I'm doing all the right things. I'm following the sleep hygiene. I eat well, I exercise. I care about my health. Like, what is going on? I even remember one time reading that it's a spiritual crisis, right? So your body's waking up at that time because it's busy, like helping you get to the next level spiritually or, in your life. And at that time, I had started a business as a pediatric sleep consultant. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's that. Like, I'm becoming an entrepreneur. I'm looking at quitting my day job. Maybe this is what's going on. But after months and months of that, I'm like, okay, this does not make sense anymore. Like, there's no way that this is continuing to happen for this long. So once I did the lab test, I found out I had all these imbalances in my body that were causing my sleep issues. And it was so comforting and reassuring. Like, so I had a parasite, and sometimes people get freaked out about a parasite. But I was so happy to see that I had a parasite because it explained so much. It explained why my cortisol was super high in the middle of the night. It explained why I was awake for 2 hours in the middle of the night. And then, like, when we know what's going on, then we know what to do to fix it. And it becomes really simple instead of having no idea why you can't sleep and then you don't know what to do, right? So, anyway, So that's what the functional lab test can do is they're finding the root cause of why you weren't sleeping, even if your blood work is normal. I work with so many people who have been to doctors, and done blood work and everything's normal and they're told it's all in their head and you're prescribed a sleeping pill that isn't addressing the root cause. And so that's kind of the only options, but I want you to know that there is another way. Like these functional lab tests show how different systems in your body are working that are out of balance before it's actually out of balance enough to show up on blood work. And, and the lab tests I've chosen are specifically looking at what can cause sleep issues. Now, it's also very much a health restoring program because not being able to sleep normally is just a sign that your body isn't healthy. And so when we use the test to find the underlying health issues and fix them, then you restore your health and then you can sleep normally. And then I also use assessments as well as the functional lab tests. So you fill those out as soon as you sign up. When you sign up by October 31st, you will get the bonus Sleep Better Jumpstart plan. So that means that as soon as you sign up and fill out those forms, I will review everything and give you the top 3 things to get started on right away while we're waiting for your test results so that you don't have to wait for those results to get started on your path to better sleep. So I'll be looking for, possible health issues that I'm screening for, like blood sugar issues, again, mold toxicity, brain inflammation. I'll also be looking at your habits, your mindset, and, look at the big picture and be like, okay, these are the top 3 simple things you can do. And they're going to be small, but they can have a huge impact. And then by the time you get your test results 30 days later, you will have already started the journey, started getting better, likely have seen your sleep improve. And so then we can just hit the ground running as soon as those test results come in. And you'll be ready to go to keep working on it so that you can, like Natayla, start sleeping better and better as time goes by. So in the Insomnia Insight program, just like I help Natayla by finding and fixing the root cause of her insomnia, so you can sleep well naturally and not need medication to sleep anymore. So you'll be able to look forward to bedtime knowing that you won't be waking up all night long. I know that a lot of times it gets in our head and we start dreading bedtime and worrying about if we're going to sleep, and that's no fun. Like I always loved sleep. Before I had sleep issues, of course, I took it for granted, but I always loved it. I've always really protected my sleep and cared about my sleep. And I think some people are more sensitive to sleep deprivation than others. Like when I had my son and had a newborn, I was going crazy. And of course, I mean, he wasn't a good sleeper. When he was 3 months old, he was still waking up every 45 minutes to 2 hours. And I was nursing him all night long to try to get him to sleep. And I was like, what have I done? Like, I had this great life. Now I'm not going to sleep for the next 12 years. But once I figured out his sleep, and like everything changed. Although then I realized that I had sleep issues and I was still awake in the middle of the night for 2 hours. So you can sign up for the Insomnia Insight program today so you can start sleeping better as soon as possible without drugs. All right, I don't see any comments, but if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask. I'll tell you what the Insomnia Insight includes. So it is a 6-month group program. So it includes analysis of 4 functional lab tests and assessments to find the root cause of your insomnia. You get a customized holistic diet, lifestyle, and supplement protocol so that you know exactly what to do to get better. And I keep it as simple as possible. I'm not going to tell you to change 20 different things when 1 to 3 things can make the biggest difference. You also get 6 months of support with weekly live coaching calls and daily group chat messaging. So you get all of your questions answered and you get help implementing your plan so that you can sleep well without sleep aids. The support is really a critical piece. I worked with people who have been to so many different practitioners, and sometimes they're given a plan, they're given this list of supplements to take and all these diet changes to make, and then they're sent on their way, right? It's like follow up in a couple months, and they're completely overwhelmed, and so they don't do anything, and then they don't get better. So I believe that we really need that support. And so that is something that I'm really passionate about, as helping you implement your plan. If a change is hard to make, we're going to talk through it. We're going to figure out where it's easy to make and start there, and then gradually kind of troubleshoot maybe where it's harder to make. And then before you know it, within a few weeks, it's just you're going to have new habits that you don't even have to think about. Now, there's also a curriculum of brief to the point trainings. I know that we're busy and tired. So they're about health, diet, blood sugar, mindset, and sleep. And you can get started on those right away as soon as you sign up to start improving. There's a monthly bonus call on a particular topic that's relevant. Like recently I did how to not let work stress impact your sleep. The month before, it was about how to get off sleeping pills with your doctor's approval. So there's that. There are challenges. We really celebrate with each other as everyone keeps improving and support each other who are having a hard time. So it's really also this great community of people who are working on the same thing that you are. They're working on their health, they're working on their sleep, and we all want to get better. And so we're cheering each other on, which is amazing to see. Now, you might be wondering, well, what if 6 months goes by and I'm not any better? So this is very unlikely. I have a 95% success rate in my programs, but I do have, if it's been 4 months and you're following all of our recommendations, I should say my recommendations, and you haven't gotten better, you can submit a case review. So you'll fill out a form asking a bunch of questions, and then you will have a private 30-minute session with me where I'll go over everything. I'll get more clarification if necessary, and then I'll tell you what to do next. So, and sometimes people have a lot of different imbalances to address. And so I do tell them up front, like, this might take longer than it will for other people. There's mold, there's parasites, like there's all these different things. And each of those is a 2-month protocol that can take times to address. This isn't for the majority of people, but maybe, 25% where, okay, I'm expecting it's going to take a little longer. So if that is the case, then I'll tell you what to do next after reviewing your case. And because I believe that it is inevitable that you can sleep well. So most people are going to be able to do that in 6 months or much less. If it does take longer than 6 months, it's just that your body needs a little more time to get back in balance. I mean, we are meant to sleep well. We as humans need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And so if you aren't, there's just something getting in the way of that, and we can find and fix it. So it's inevitable that everyone can sleep well, unless you have some kind of super rare sleep disorder that is highly unlikely as well. So the investment for the program is $2,500. You can also sign up for a payment plan of 5 monthly payments of $500, plus the cost of the lab tests, which are just under $1,000. So you'll pay the lab directly for the test. And I will put the link for more information and where to sign up for the program. You are always welcome to reach out to me with questions and let me know. Yes, I see someone's asking for the link, and I can put it right here. Let's see. Might take me just a minute. Husband has Parkinson's, someone is writing. Yes, that can be tricky for sure. Again, any kind of diseases, disorders are a sign that the body's been out of balance. So yeah, I'm not saying it's easy to cure Parkinson's or anything like that. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure that is tough. And there are probably ways to help him by seeing what underlying health issues there are. There's actually more evidence about tying Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, things like that to blood sugar issues and insulin resistance. So that could be something to look into as well. All right, there is the link for you in Instagram. I see my client Katie is on. Good to see you. All right, everyone. I will be back tomorrow, and I will be talking about why you're only sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night. So if this is you, then you want to tune in tomorrow and find out why, because we want at least 7 hours of sleep a night. All right. I will talk to you all soon.